Hello, beautiful one. This is Dr. V. Welcome to a new reading. Now, if you're already a beloved member of the Live Tarot Global family, or if you are new to this channel, I want to tell you how excited I am to have you here and let you know that you have really come to, I feel like you've been guided to a place where our number one mission is upliftment, positivity, and joy, so that we can become super manifestors and attract to us all of the things we want in our life and all of the things that we deserve, including and primarily love with the person that we feel that deep, soulful connection with. So if all of that resonates with you, make sure to subscribe. And if you like the reading, please do hit the like button, because when you do that, YouTube will show it more. And that would be such a beautiful contribution in getting our mission and our message to more people so that we can grow this family. Also, make sure to click on the notification button so you get notified every time I have a new reading, which is usually about 3 times a week. And so if you were guided to this reading today, there are messages here for you that are really important. So if you can, make sure that you stay with me until the end of the reading. So what I've done is pre-shuffled all of my decks, including these 3 decks that I've created especially for all of you who are on this journey to love. So let's get deep into checking in on the energies of your connection with the person that you love. So Spirit, can you please tell us, what is your beloved's current energy? Okay, your divine masculine or your divine feminine, the person that you feel that deep connection with. What is their current energy at this time? Where are they in their life's journey? Where is your beloved's current energy? Wow, okay, interesting. Where is your beloved's current energy? Ooh, lovely. Okay, so let's start here. And you know, this card, it's very interesting. This one flew out when I was shuffling this deck. So I took it and I kept it here because I do feel that it has a message for us. So let's start here. This 9 of Wands. So I'm feeling that your beloved, he has been really regretting putting up walls around himself. I think he's been a bit in a self-pitying mode. I think that a lot of what has been going on in the world right now has put him in a darker place. I think because I'm getting this as the energy of the divine masculine at this time, especially because I feel like he's used to being a man of the world. I think he's used to being out there doing things. He's used to being an action taker, somebody who's dynamic, someone who actually wants to go out and make a difference in the world, who wants to make an impact in the world. And right now, I feel like he feels very shut down. He feels very shut down and disconnected from his own energy, from, you know, that energy that's within him that truly drives him to do the good things that he does. And I feel like what's happening is that there's some sort of a negativity that has come from that. You know, when you feel like you are someone who is, you know, full of energy to do things, you are an action taker, and now, you know, out of circumstances that are beyond his control, he cannot do that in the same way that he used to do before. And what that is doing is it is creating this kind of deep negative response in him. And I think he's fighting it. I think he's trying to find his way out of that. But I do feel that it is really, you know, crawling into his energy, and it's kind of taking root there. And it may even be making him a little bit into that self-pitying energy where he just feels a little bit sorry for himself. He's not really it's like he's not really looking at the glass half full. He's kind of looking at the glass half empty kind of phase right now. He feels very wounded. That's the other thing. He feels very vulnerable. He's feeling like he doesn't have a lot of protection. You know how sometimes when you, again, are an action-oriented person and you are used to feeling strong or powerful from the very idea that you can take action, that you have some sort of control in your life, that, maybe there are things that are outside of your control, but you focus on the things that you can control. But now I'm feeling that your masculine, your divine partner is feeling out of control. And that is another thing that is getting him really, really down. He doesn't like feeling powerless. It makes him feel very weak. It makes him feel very low. And so there's a definite low energy coming through here. And it's making him feel very wounded and vulnerable. It's making him lose trust in that things can work out. So it is a sadder energy going through. And you see this also with the Lost card. See, and I feel like what happens, especially with the masculine energy when this happens, is that it kind of translates itself into the masculine, feeling like he has lost some part of his identity. See, loss of self and identity. Discover your true self again. So what I do feel is positive though at this time is that when we feel this kind of a loss, as your masculine is kind of working his way through feeling like he has lost a lot of the things, at least even if it's temporary, just for now, he has lost a lot of the things that made him feel very confident, made him feel very secure, that this will give him the space and the opportunity to look at what actually was working for him and what was not working for him. And so that is really good that he got the Magician along with this Nine of Wands, because I feel like this Nine of Wands can feel like a very heavy, tense, very, very oftentimes pessimistic kind of a card. But the fact that it showed up with the Magician gives us hope. It gives me hope that your masculine is trying to pivot here. Like he's aware that this energy is bringing him down, and what he's trying to do is channel it into something better. He's trying to channel it into getting into more of an assessment mode. Like, okay, well, if I am shut down right now and I can't do the normal things that I do, maybe this is a good time for me to actually step back and look at my life from a deeper level. So I do feel that he is trying to channel into that Magician's energy so that he can look with fresh eyes, a fresh perspective on the things in his life that are working and on the things that are not working. And so I feel like that's where this card comes in. See, someone will try to make you do something against your will. And so I feel like this is another thing that he is also dealing with. I feel like your masculine may also have certain people or influences in his life. This could be a karmic relationship that is either currently going on that he's trying to get out of, or it could be a karmic relationship that he has already left, but that person's energy is lingering, their influence, or they still have a say in something somehow. Either it has to do with they still work together in some way, they may have a like some sort of a business together, or they share children together in some way, so it still keeps them interacting, even though your masculine doesn't want that. Like he's kind of over the interaction part. He just doesn't want to interact with them anymore, but he's forced to in certain situations. And so I feel like that's also causing some of this vulnerability. It's like, he feels the pressure from this other person. And I feel like this, for those of you who aren't in the karmic situation, I feel like this can also be a domineering mother, or a domineering father, or somebody who is kind of constantly meddling in your masculine's life. They're constantly watching him. They are trying to figure him out. They observe in order to get more information about your masculine, and he feels very uncomfortable with that. And I think that's also part of why he's in this Nine of Wands energy, as in he feels very much on guard against this watching. And he feels wounded. He feels like that person has betrayed him in the past and has wounded him in the past, and now they are still there somehow stalking or watching. So I feel like, again, this is a general reading, so it may not resonate, right? You have a very specific and unique situation that you are going through. And so if you would like to have guidance on that, where we can really go over what is going on and go deeply into your situation with your masculine or feminine, then that's what a private reading is for. And the link to have one of those, if it resonates with you, is in the box below. So again, take the messages that work for you and leave the rest. So for some of you, definitely there is some sort of a meddling influence here coming onto your masculine and kind of giving that additional pressure. Now, the other thing, though, that I think is very, very positive here is, again, I feel like when he has come into these darker energies of loss and guarding himself, really kind of hurting from the changes that have been forced upon him, I feel like that has definitely opened up the space for him to really have the time to get honest with himself on his connection with you. And that's where I feel the true change is happening. It's like he has realized that at some point leading up to this reading, that he had kind of lost enthusiasm. You had lost enthusiasm. Something in the connection had gone wrong in terms of its souring. And I feel like it's possibly because he did not give this connection the amount of nurturing, the amount of expression, the amount of care and attention that it really needed. And because of that, both of you lost some of that enthusiasm, that really beautiful feeling that you shared before. And it kind of like, that energy kind of waned down. And I think now that he is being able to see this, he realized that I think it's like he realized that he only let you in to a certain extent. But there was always one door there that was always closed. And it's like you could feel it. You could feel it. It's like you knew to a certain level that, yes, he loves me, but you always felt a little bit skeptical because you could tell that there were certain doors in his heart and in his life that were still closed to you. And it's so interesting because here both of you wanted this 10 of Pentacles, right? Both of you wanted to build a life together. This is something that you are on the same page about. Because the 10 of Pentacles is a wonderful card for building a real life, like not living in fantasy, not living in what could be, but really focusing on what is and making that the best that it can be. And so I feel like you and he had talked about this. You've had conversations about this. You've had conversations about really coming together in a real way, but somehow it never led to any real action. It never led to any real momentum because it's like, even though there was so much positivity there, to a certain extent, it's like you were really a savior for him. You were his star and his angel of love. Like he saw you in the most positive way. And yet still, in his behavior, feminine, you felt that he is still holding back. You distinctly feel that he is only telling you what you need to know. It's almost like a need to know basis. And you feel like there are a lot of aspects of him that you are still in the dark about. And that has been a real tipping point for the both of you. That has been truly because the star is a beautiful energy, but the star also is its most beautiful in the night sky. And I feel like it's that darkness, it's that veil of secrecy that you have had a hard time coming out of feminine. You've never felt completely comfortable as much as you love him to death. And you do feel that he just loves you to death as well. But why is it, feminine, that you have never felt completely comfortable or at ease with him? You've always felt that there is something else that you don't know. And what you truly want here is to feel that enthusiasm again. And you would feel it. You would want to shout to the heavens with happiness if he would just open those remaining closed doors. Wow. Wow, that is coming through really, really strong here. Thank you, Spirit. Really strong energy. So then how does your beloved, your divine masculine, think and feel about you now? How does your beloved think and feel, wow, oh boy, about you now? Amazing. There you have it, confirmation of what we just said. How do they think and feel about you now? Wow, see, look at this. This is exactly the same energy that we were just talking about. Again, coming from the masculine here. Amazing. So this is the thing, Seven of Swords. This is a confirmation that yes, your masculine has been keeping things, right? Keeping things from you. He has kept you on a need to know basis. And that is, again, the main problem here. That is the veil of secrecy. So I'm not saying at all that there are, huge, horrible things that he may be hiding. He may not be at all. Again, this is a general reading. So for some of you, he may be, yes. But for some of you, he may not be. But this is something that either way, it's like you really do need to know. You really do need to find out in order for this connection to really move forward in the right way, right? And otherwise, how can this connection grow if he stays in this energy? And I feel though that there are some positive movements forward, because I think that he is aware of this. Your masculine does regret the fact that he didn't open up his heart space, his true thoughts and feelings on many things to you. And there is definitely some regret coming through because of that. See, remorse, life regrets, loss. Start making empowered choices. And so I do feel that your masculine, at a very strong place, like at a very strong level, even if he may not verbally be able to admit to this, I think he knows that you were not born yesterday. You're no dummy. And that even if you may not be openly saying, hey, I know you are hiding stuff from me. Okay, I know you're not telling me the whole picture. I know there are things that I don't know. Even if you haven't really come out and said that to him, maybe you've just hinted at it. Maybe you have kind of indirectly asked these questions. He knows that you know. He knows that you know that he's been hiding something. So he is afraid. He regrets it. He is afraid of it. And what he's afraid of is that eventually you are going to walk away from him. Eventually you're going to be like, you know what, this is not worth it. As much as I love him, I can't live like this. I need to be his number one. I need to be his priority, as in our love needs to be open and honest, and it needs to be what he truly, truly wants, desires, and is committed to. I'm not saying that, you think that he should drop everything else in his life and just make you number one. That's not what I mean. But as in, his priority should be to have a real relationship with you that is based on honesty, being open, sharing, right? Even if he's going through some struggles that he is maybe embarrassed to tell you about, or maybe feels ashamed about, maybe it has to do with his past, right? And he doesn't want you to know because he doesn't want you to think less of him. And he wants to keep up a certain image of, him. Like, it's almost like he wants to keep up your good image of him, the way that you think of him, the way that you look at him with that love and admiration and that respect. It's like he wants to keep that. He doesn't want to lose that. So there may be something here where it's like he knows that he has messed up in terms of keeping it from you, but he hasn't come out and yet said it yet. He would like to, and he's afraid that he may have pushed you too far and that you are just going to put all of this behind you and walk away and say, you know what, I deserve better than this. So this is a real consequence here for him if he continues with the Seven of Swords energy. But he is very aware of this, whether he shows it or not. And sometimes I feel like both of you are kind of, tippy-toeing around these issues. Like it's almost like you're on eggshells. You're careful. It's like that he knows that he right? But you're kind of dancing around it without getting directly into the heart of that matter. And so that's why I feel like Spirit is saying, don't worry. If you feel that you're tippy-toeing around, if you feel that, this is like the big elephant in the room that nobody wants to discuss, you will be shown the way by Spirit. Okay. Eventually a candle will light the situation. And so the other thing that I do see here, which is very interesting, is that how he sees you, feminine, is this Nine of Pentacles. And that is why I think it is also feeding into his fear. Because see, he admires you for the amazing feminine that you are. As in, he knows that you don't need him. He knows that you want him. And that's a huge difference, right? Because, when we are needy, and I'm not saying that you are, but when we are in a needy phase, people can feel that energy, and it usually repels love from you when you're needy or desperate. We all know this, right? But I feel that your masculine doesn't feel that at all. In fact, he's afraid because he feels that you are not needy at all, that you are not desperate at all, that you want him but don't need him because you are a strong, independent feminine who already stands on her own 2 feet, who has tremendous self-value and self-worth, and knows that she deserves the world, right? And is not going to take this bullshit for very long. Like, he's not going to, it's like he's going to have to come clean at some level. He's going to have to at some point come clean, and he knows this, or else you are the kind of woman who's literally going to just walk away and say, talk to the hand, or, let the door slam in his face, which is a good thing. So I feel like all of this is leading up to him being like, you know what, I need to find a way to get past what these blocks are. I need to find a way to stay focused on my feminine, on building this solid relationship on solid ground. I need to get out of the Seven of Swords, even if it hurts me to, come out and admit to her or confess to her whatever is going on that I haven't told her about. At some point, I'm going to have to, or else I will lose her. So he's really looking for, it's funny, there's a lot of this like, wanting protection, or like wanting to be, like, oh, please help me get through this. I don't want to lose this. I don't want to, I don't want to be like the guy who's like discarded, right? I don't want to be the one who is thrown away because I made all the wrong choices here. So he's definitely looking for the blessings in this situation, definitely very much respecting and admiring you for who you are and how you have carried yourself in the situation, and trying to stay focused on the positive. Like he's trying to reinvent himself, right? He's trying to get himself into a better place so that he can come to you in honesty, so that he can come to you and confide in you. He wants to focus on making this relationship better because he really needs to find that balance. And he knows that if he did find that balance, then he will have the love from you that he's always wanted, the love from you that he's always had, but you've always held back a little bit. And he can feel that, right? He can feel that you have held back because he's held back. So now it's time for him. It's really time for him to find this beautiful balance and come clean. And I love the fact that that came along with the Seven of Swords, because it does give us a lot of hope that he can make this transition. Okay, so let's pause here for our affirmation of the day, which is all about really being in a good place when it comes to our life's journey, right? When it comes to where we are and loving where it is that we are. Because when we make peace with where we are and we start loving our journey, your path will completely change. You will go down the exact path to everything you want. It will just light up for you. So I want you to write in the comment box below, I bless my journey. I just love and bless my journey. And I know that I'm on the right path. I know I'm exactly where I need to be. And I know that I am going to my greatest and best good. Love it. All right, so our next question for Spirit is, so what would your beloved say to you from his deepest heart and deepest soul right now, if he could? What would he say to you from his deepest heart? What would your beloved say from his... See, oh my gosh, there it is, yes! Yes. Oh my gosh, this is exactly what I was hoping for, because I feel like this entire reading, and you tell me if you agree, let me know in the comments if you agree with this. I feel like this entire reading was about the masculines letting down his guard. Like he is finally coming to a point where he is going to open up all of those closed doors, right? And he's going to come to you in a way that he has never done before, with complete intimacy, complete openness, complete, just sharing and caring, right? All of those emotions. Look at this. I love this. No one loves me like you do. I'm ready to let my guard down with you. See, there you go. He knows it. This is exactly, thank you, Spirit, for this confirmation, because he knows it. He is ready to let that guard down and let his feminine finally in. I feel like I abandoned you and myself when we broke up. I want to reconcile. So for those of you who are in some form of separation with little to no contact, here it is. He feels it. He feels it and he wants to reconcile. Letting you down was the worst decision I made. Of course it was. Of course it was. So this is amazing. I feel like coming full circle from the initial energy, how he came through with that 9 of Wands, right? Having that deeper, darker, phase, but it opening up his soul, literally cracking it open and giving him the space to start seeing the real truth. I love this. Oh, I love this. So Spirit, can you please tell us what are some, energies coming up between the masculine and the feminine just in these next few days? Where are these energies going? Oh, love it. Love it. Where are these energies going? Ooh, lovely. Wow, isn't that beautiful? Oh, love it. All right, so look at this. Prince of Cups. So this is the Knight of Cups. And I love this because this is showing us that the masculine is definitely growing into his emotions. Like he is definitely, and changing, transforming. Look at this. Transformation, a fresh new way of living emerges and change is in the air. Look at this. This tells us that he is definitely in a changing transformation cycle, which is going to be so good for him and I think that the best part of this, the reason for this is because it's really all about his emotional energy. That's what's truly transforming, right? That is what is truly what he needed to work on, right? Bringing down those walls, bringing down his guard, opening up that veil of secrecy. All of that is what he truly needed at this time. And that is exactly what Spirit is giving him. Spirit is giving him this opportunity and he is taking it. He is taking it to mature into his emotional life. And this is a wonderful, wonderful thing because only then is he going to be able to, look at this High Priest, this is the Hierophant card. Only then is he going to be able to get to that point of really committing in a big way. To me, this is the card of marriage, but also is the card of, even if you don't want to get married, even if that's not your thing, it's also to me the card of standing in front of your family, your friends, your community, the world and society and saying, this is the love of my life. I am 100% mind, body, and soul committed to her. I'm saying it, I'm vowing it in front of all of you that she is mine, I am hers, and this is our pact of love. I love this. Oh, this is so beautiful. So please do let me know what you think of this reading in the comment box below. We are going to end with a message from Spirit. Advice. So Spirit, what advice do you have for everyone as they move forward? Oh, impatience. My life is unfolding in divine timing. All delays are beneficial. I'm always at the right place at the right time. I love this. Thank you, Spirit. I know many of us are in that impatient stage. Definitely, again, I feel like what's been going on in the world with our health crisis right now is slowing down a lot of momentum everywhere where people are separated. A lot of people are living in different places from the person that they love. I know many of you, even I am, my masculine doesn't live with me. He lives, about 2 hours away. So these are difficult. I get you. I hear you if you are in that position where you're living in a different city or even a different state or a different country. So I know it can feel very, very slow. You can feel like the momentum has really slowed down and you're impatient to be reunited with your love again. But I think this is Spirit saying, let it all just flow. I know it's difficult to do, but let everything unfold for you in divine timing and know that you really are at the right place at the right time, always. Oh, thank you, Spirit. So again, if you would like a private reading, a personal reading with me, the link to that is in the box below, as well as the link to all of these oracle decks that I've created, especially for all of you who are on this beautiful journey of love. So you know how much I love you, you know how much I believe in you, and I will see you all on the next video.